Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Okay, so I've had, I don't know, at least a week off from YouTube reading, and I've been rerunning older videos. So some that were made in my winter, for example, that you haven't seen, and I'm really pleased with the response. Wow, that didn't take long for that orb to show up. I'm really pleased with the response that I have received from you, the viewer, about subjects that do not entail anything to do with you know who. You know who I'm talking about. He's a former person, a former threat. Well, no, he's probably still a current threat for the next little while, but he certainly doesn't hold the power that he used to do. You know who I mean. There are various other actors, players, etc. I'll just get rid of this notice here. Try tonight. My computer wants to upgrade a software program, so I've just put the computer off for a minute. There are various other actors around him that are seeking to walk in his footsteps, and again, we know who they are as well. I don't like giving them oxygen. I saw Jen Psaki, is it, Biden's press secretary, when she's completely hammered by media, asking her to comment on these various actors, bad actors, and she stands her ground and she says, no, I'm not going to give them oxygen. I don't want to even mention them because, of course, thoughts have energies, words have energy, and we're just giving oxygen to it. That's not to say we can't read on it, we can't look at what's happening, but I will do so without using their names. Okay, and we all know who I mean anyway. I was quite disappointed. Some of the sites that I subscribed to came through my news feed, and there was this constant picture of one representative in the Congress, and again, we know who that is, and it just completely bombarded in every news media that I subscribe to. This same photo, or not same photo, but this person was featured, and I thought, are we back in the former Putin's former POTUS days? Are we back there? Because that's what the energy feels like. So again, not giving too much oxygen, certainly to their names. Names are very important. And as I said, words carry energies as well. So having said that, again, thank you for your feedback on my esoteric topics. I'm absolutely over the moon that you all enjoyed them, and I'll be doing more of them. I'll also be doing political tarot as well, and I'll also be focusing on justice for Putin's former POTUS. Okay, so that's really where we're going. All right, let's get started. Just before I went on holidays, there was this most beautiful energetic orb, which actually reminded me of a fairy. I haven't seen fairies before, but this little orb was in the video Biden's 100 Days, the one where the sound was a little bit muted, but you don't need sound to see this beautiful energy that flew from over there and weaved and flew into my cards, and there were actual wings, and I was just so humbled by that. So what did I do? I went out and I bought some Faerie Oracles, and now all fairy cards. That's not really me. I'm not a pink type girl, and there's nothing wrong with being a pink type girl, but I rode motorbikes and horses when I grew up, for example. I didn't really have dolls, I had a doll, but it didn't have all, the Barbie type look about it. It's not fairies. It's not something that I'm totally embracing. But that little orb the other day or the other week reminded me of what I would have thought a fairy might look like. So I've gone and bought the Faerie Forest by Lucy Cavendish. And so I'm going to start today's reading with an oracle just to tune into the energies. Then I'm actually going to pull some Lenormand cards as well, because I want to have a look in a different way at the energy of this extremist movement that's gathering around former POTUS. We'll also check in on impeachment conviction as well, because you will have seen now that Mitch McConnell has released a statement condemning one of Putin's former POTUS's followers in the House of Representatives. All right, it's a mouthful, but it's worth it just not to use the names. Here we go with the fairy energy. So my great-grandmother was Irish. My great-grandmother and my great-grandfather were both Irish on one side and Scottish on the other. So I've got this Celtic kind of ancestry, which I'm sure means something to me. All right, let's take a look at the Fae, I think they're called, the elemental type energies. Let's take a look at what words of wisdom or what kind of messages might be there for us for this coming week. What's the energy of this coming week, please? Herb, wisdom, secrets, and hidden lore. That's interesting. To me, the moon is in Libra, so getting back to our astrology, the moon is moving into Libra, because Libra is the sign of justice. And in readings that I've done in the past little while, I see two themes emerging. We have this illumination theme, where we get to see exactly what's been hidden for the last 4 years. And then we also get to see the shadow work that we need to do. To me, this week's all about secrets, all about things that are hidden coming forward. And it's almost like, because there's a wisdom to this as well, it's almost like a natural order is here, in that things must be revealed for us to move on. And it could even seem kind of quick and kind of unexpected, but it's almost there to tell us that this is a critical time, not necessarily a doom and gloom time. It's a time where we're moving toward these new starts that I continually speak about, that we know are real, because, of course, Joe Biden, who is a good person, won the election. So we know we're moving into the new, and we're seeing plenty examples of the old falling away. It's almost like a decay falling away. Now we have growth, the life bringer, establishment, growth, and fulfillment. This talks about the energies that are around when something new is being planted, which is nice to see. So we have secrets and hidden lore. Then we have the life bringer, growth, fulfillment, establishment of something new. And then we have the Green Witch, of course, fresh new spring. Now, where are you over in the Northern Hemisphere? I think you're coming into your spring. So this speaks to the new. And of course we have this heart chakra energy here, this green opening a portal here, a doorway, new energies coming through. So that's what we're sitting in, but concurrent to that is the shadow. Unfortunately, we've got to do the shadow if we want to evolve and move on. So that is the kind of energy that we're sitting in, from a point of view that is soft and more encouraging than perhaps sharing with you, a fairly harsh kind of political assessment. Although that's where we're going now. So I start off with the soft, and then we move into the reality of what we've got to see and acknowledge. No hiding from it anymore, is there? Okay, so just pulling 3 cards, and I'll bring the laptop down to support. Show me the support. Show me the majority support for Putin's former POTUS and those like him. Where is all this going? We've had tens of thousands of Republicans, and that's just in the states that register this, of moving out away from the Republican Party after January the 6th, which was your siege, your insurrection on your Congress. It was a coup, an attempted coup. Let's not shy away from using the words. An attempted coup on the US government. Okay, so show me where support is. Biden's approval ratings are very good for what he's doing, what he's trying to accomplish. Show me this support for this right extremists, this neo-Nazism. They're the slogans they chant. Show me where this support is going to, please. All right, so first card out, we've got stability. Now, that's interesting. Of course, with Lenormand, you have to blend the cards, although we can look at them individually as well. We've got a time of transitioning, the ship moving. It's almost like a relocation, can actually mean a literal relocation. And we've got full illumination, and here's this energy. I absolutely love that. Now, we've got social media. I feel social media messages coming through. And so you will start to see in the energy cards that I first pulled, you will start to see more and more things coming out. Let me pull the laptop down and we'll just look quickly at the spread before we go to the tarot. So this is a question of stability. And it's almost, when I blend these cards, these 2 cards, we know we have to transition out of this instability. We know it. We know it unconsciously. We know it consciously. There is no doubt in the majority's mind that in order to preserve democracy, in order to preserve stability, and yes, I am getting strident here because this is just total validation of what I've been feeling and sensing, that this shadow stuff, in the revelation of it, in the illumination of it, we get to see how dangerous it is. And then I look at what are we transitioning, what are we moving forward. The Sun card, full illumination. This is the strongest, one of the strongest cards, both in the tarot and in this Lenormand pack. We are moving toward this illumination. Why, when we look at these blended together? In order to preserve our stability. And you can look at that at the White House, as the White House as well, if we're going to look at these intuitively and look at the archetypes that they represent. We have new stability coming into the White House. That is flowing to everywhere else as well. Make no mistake, what we've all experienced in the last 4 years has been pretty horrendous, but necessary. Why? To show us what we need to do to restore this stability. And, full marks to Biden for moving forward out of not being dragged back down into the swamp. And all of his stuff, moving forward step by step by step. Hell of a big job that he's got to do, but he's getting on with it. I do feel, when I look at this base card, there's something around social media that he'll be coming as well, that he'll be enacting as well. Maybe not now, but in order to heal, he's got to bring something to an end. Social media is also towing the line here. Now, I posted our Australian Broadcasting Commission, which is like your American broadcasting, whatever your ABC is, funded by the government. Their flagship current affairs program, Four Corners, put out a program which I ran over my community feed on YouTube. YouTube had all these warnings because of the content showed the rioters at the Capitol. So it wasn't that the source was was untoward. It was that social media is pulling back now this theme of incitement. What are they inciting? But I'll leave that for another reading. I want to get on to the Republicans now. So very, pardon me, interesting cards, I feel. Just taking a sip of water there. I think I got so involved. Okay, I might have strained some vocal cords. No, I'm only joking. All right, so where are we now with these Republicans? Now, my last reading said there was a possibility of conviction. Of course, the subsequent events showed, oh, how on earth are they going to convict? How on earth are they going to get 17 Republicans to come over with the Democrats? Well, it's a movable feast. Now we have McConnell coming out and withdrawing support from the Putin's fake POTUS's supporters in Congress. A lot of pressure on the minority leader, Kevin McCarthy, who thought he was a shoo-in to be the next majority leader. But the way things are going, the way the opinion polls are going, whether you trust them or not, the way the deregistrations are going, the way the anecdotal evidence is presenting, people pulling away, again, that stability in the pull that I just did, stability and how do we achieve it. All right, so let's have a look at the Republican Party. So many have said they're going to split down the middle. I always thought that the Republican Party would move to Putin's former POTUS's party and that there would be a new Conservative Party spring up. It looked like that might go the other way with the instigation of Putin's former POTUS's party, which he called the Patriot Party, but I'm just not sure unless they expel members for, discipline them and expel them and force them to leave. I can't see the Republicans being able to reclaim their party. It's more likely people are going to leave the Republican Party. And if there's a viable alternative, will make it very difficult for them that Republicans can support, e.g. the Lincoln Party. Okay, something's flying around there. All right, that's for another day, but let's just stick to this question. What are the Republicans going to stand by this former Putin's POTUS or Putin's former POTUS? Are the Republicans, is the party infrastructure, are they going to be dragged down, or are they going to stand by him and then be dragged down, or are they going to break away? What's going on here? Can you please show me clearly, Spirit? Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords, this the election loss to consider. Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords, loss, betrayal. That's how a lot of them are feeling, including Mike Pence and Mitch McConnell and all those Republicans who voted to certify the election and who are now being targeted. Their families unsafe. They're all feeling this same energy at the moment. Now, they are challenged by new starts. So until they can break away as a party, they are, I don't like saying the word doomed, but until they can break away, there's not going to be a future for them. That's pretty clear here. Let's see what the Queen of Wands is the foundation. It's bravery, it's courage, and you might see some of the female members of the Republican Party coming out against this kind of extremist movement. You might see more and more of them come out and support the kinds of things that Moscow Mitch is saying. You could see even something from the chair, that Rona McDaniels. It's interesting. It's like people are being feed to take sides, but I do feel there is this energy that in order for them to move forward, in order for them to attract or retain or keep or get this kind of new female party member, they're not going to be able to do it burning the house down as the party of Putin's former POTUS. So here we have the Nine of Pentacles. Again, money. Now this is interesting. Money, freedom, independence. Their big donors are complaining big time. If you want to work out why some of these senior party members are going to go another way, it's their donors are putting pressure on them. This is also, we've had this breaking news about a female funding. Many of you thought it was Rebecca Mercer. No, it actually was the heiress of the, is it public supermarket chain? I probably mispronounced that, but of the supermarket chain. She funded the rally and it was professionally organised. Let's see what's in the sky. Revelations and bombshells. Okay, now this is what might cause 17 Republicans to vote to convict, because there's more to come out. I mean, how much more do we need? If you haven't seen the Four Corners, ABC Four Corners Australian Broadcasting Commission's program, it says quite clearly it was an attempted coup, and quite clearly there are people interviewed on that show that talk about the structures that were supposed to prevent this went missing in action, went AWOL. So there's more of this to come out. It's like the penny needs to really fully drop, even though it's unpleasant to look at, it's unpleasant to remember. There has to be full accountability. Now that's interesting. There is the potential for something to come out which is very, very damaging, a bombshell to come out very, very damaging to the Republican Party. Now, in the immediate future, they're trying to keep their secrets, which is why they didn't want the impeachment trial, which is why they pulled that move, which is why McConnell didn't let it come to the floor straight away. They don't want this to come out, okay? And this is the role of Putin's former POTUS and those around him in graphic detail. The Nine of Wands right at the moment, they are trying to put boundaries between themselves as conservatives and this extremist Nazi wing of their party. It's the only way they are going to survive if they do that. But will they be strong enough? The Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help. And this is again around money, but this is also came up for Putin's former POTUS, a lot around that coup attempt. So people inside of their party aided and abetted. And this is what's so difficult about trying to corral something when so many are involved. Now, whether that's because they're taking this extremist route, no easy answers here, but we'll see. Now, the hopes and fears is victory. There are enough of the conservatives that want to protect and ensure the future of the Republican Party, and they have to come to a decision that that's not with Putin's former POTUS. Now, the Prince of Wands, there is a cut down new start here. It's a reduction of the support for Putin's former POTUS. That's the outcome of this reading. And why? Sorry about that little jig. Why? Because something else is coming. Something else is coming out. And here we go. Here we go. Okay, so the lovers being attached with them. Some are breaking away. Some are putting up those boundaries. And we've got the Hanged Man. They're continually reassessing, but this is also stuck. They are still stuck. Now, what's at the base of the pack? The Queen of Cups, more revelations to come out. Interesting. This is I'm getting a lot of women in the past here. I'm just going to take a stab in the dark and say Ghislaine Maxwell. There's an investigation currently in play that will isolate Putin's former POTUS from the party even more. And they know it. They know it's coming out. This could be Letitia James, whoever. Could be Audrey Strauss. There is actual law breaking here that's going to come out. and it has to do with something in the past. They know it's coming. It's what happens when you get into bed with people like Putin and his former POTUS. So the support for Putin's former POTUS is reducing. I didn't see an emperor. I didn't even see a king. I saw a page of wands. Now, that also speaks to a political movement not being successful as well. Okay. Let's have a look. Are they going to have the backbone? I just keep getting... Some of them are really afraid. Some of them are really afraid. And if you can bring yourself to watch the Four Corners report, you'll understand why. Why they're afraid. Afraid for themselves, afraid for their families. Are they going to, and are enough of them going to find the courage, the political courage, the moral courage? Show me an update. Or are we just going to see ruination? Because if they don't convict and we've got all this coming out, it can be ruination for them. All right, it will give another party a chance to get a foothold. Unless they clean up their act, a new party will come along for conservatives, and donors will support that. So the pressure's coming from donors right now. A bridge too far. I feel a bridge too far is how they feel about this former POTUS, Putin's former POTUS. Whoa, too many. Well, let's see what they are. All right, so we've got endings and beginnings, the world. This is also the world. You can't do business with a country where a attempted coup went unpunished. 10 of Wands here. It's a downward spiral, and they know that. It's the ending of a cycle, but it's also very hard to end that. And we have his connection directly with Russia. So that's coming. There's going to be evidence of that coming out as well. Oh, how much more can do we need to know before justice comes and justice is done? So let's have a look. They know what's coming. That's what I'm feeling. So someone's touching my hair, so that's a good validation. They know what's coming, and they know it's a direct link with Russia. We've already had a book come out by an ex-KGB spy, to say that he was cultivated as a Russian asset 40 years ago, or has been for the last 40 years. This is the financial trail. This is what's coming via his tax returns and Deutsche Bank records. That's why so many banks are dropping him. Okay, so interesting, isn't it? All right, are enough Republicans going to convict him? Please show me clearly. So there's fighting right at the moment, and a lot of fighting between the two sides of the table. Those that want to convict, those that don't, those that want to unchain him, those that want to stick with him. They are in a mess. Okay, so I'm seeing they're hitting each other with cups. One side is hitting each other with emotion. That's what cups represent. Okay, so this is the elder conservative wing up against these new breed of extremists. Can the elders control their party? Not from what I'm seeing right now. Okay. Will there be enough Republicans to convict Donald Trump? After they see everything, after they hear everything, will there be enough to convict him? Somebody's mixing something here. The Two of Swords, why are we not surprised? A huge crossroad, heavy forces, decision time. Can't put this off. Cannot put this off. What's challenging that? Moderation. Here's the table. One side hitting an unbalanced party, one side hitting the other with the cup of aggression. We've got Mars squaring the Sun at the moment, and we've got the Libra moon. Very heavy energies, and not just on You know, whenever something's happening for the collective, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's also happening at the individual level as well. The Prince of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, is the foundation of the reading. This is whether to stay loyal or whether not to. There's something around his fundraising capabilities as well. Whether he'll withdraw his support. It's all of that. Now, in the past, we've got the Empress, Russia. So that's interesting when I kept getting that they know something is going to drop. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Now, this is the potential here. This came out as the outcome card for this question. Now, this is someone with a particular skill that is able to bring in money as a result of that skill. That is the potential in the sky. Now, I saw that as coming together and working. I think I drew some clarifying cards. So there is still which indicated that enough of them would back then, 2 weeks ago, whenever that reading was. But it's a potential now. It's not an actual. Let's see what the outcome card is. There is deception here in the immediate future. Around communications, deception here. This is also his money laundering as well. They know that's coming. They know that's coming. The Seven of Swords is deception. They're trying to deceive us in some way. I mean, that's an understatement. I feel like, you know, bursting into laughter when I say that. They're trying to deceive us in some way. Of course they are. The Ten of Wands, it's hard. It's hard for them to end this cycle, but I'm confident that this cycle is ending. The World, endings and beginnings. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Either their party is going to end, but this situation with Putin's former POTUS is ending. Let me make that clear. One way or another, it's ending. We move on. When the danger has passed, we move on. Nine of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. This is the withdrawing of campaign finances, this withdrawing of endorsement. This is, you know, their living, their ability to, but it's also the donors moving away from them too. There's so much fear there. This is karma. This is karma. This is what cause and effect looks like. Now, the outcome is the King of Pentacles. Now, that's my card for Trump, the business person. But we also have the clarification of the Princess of Cups. There's a revelation here. Somebody's going to spill the beans. Let me bring this down. Somebody's going to spill the beans around something that he has promised or done. And we've got the Queen of Cups here as well. This is the bombshell coming out. Is it going to come out before the trial begins? It's possible. What's at the base of the pack? The Prince of Wands, which is a movement. The Knight of Wands, a movement to get him impeached and stop him. But we also have new starts here as well. And the Princess of Swords, some kind of here's your spy in the camp card. I'm just going to draw a bit of a clarification there around, because this is showing that if they do go with him, and it's not clear that they do, but it's also not clear that they don't. And I wish I could be more surer of that. But, you know, things change so rapidly. If a big bombshell comes out that forces their hands, they will. But at this stage, it looks like they may not. All right, let's see what the clarifying cards have to say. Does this mean they're supporting Trump? Oh, it shouldn't. Putin's former POTUS. The former POTUS, are they going to support him because of this coin, because of this businessman type demeanor he brings, because of the campaign finances, the fundraisings, the endorsements? Show me. Oh, I keep getting a draw to the coin that he's taken from Russia and others. Okay. Will they support? Will they convict him, please? Show me this King of Pentacles. Oh, we've got the Eight of Pentacles again. and restriction and justice. Okay. Oh, and death. All right. Even though I'm going to take a stab here, this Eight of Pentacles is really important because it was the card that came out before. 8 senators maybe are willing to do this. But we've also got working together to accomplish something. We also have the 8 of Swords to restrict. Now take this reading in the entirety of the cards that I've pulled because we've got justice coming here. I will say endings, the death card, and moving on. Hallelujah. Moving on here, and the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, ending cycles. And we've got the lawmakers themselves who have all taken a hit because they are supporting this person. I'm just going to, I can't let it go, can I? I want to give you more of a definitive thing, but I'm seeing at the moment they would support him unless more revelations come out, in which case they will change really quickly. The Eight of Pentacles, to do with his money, to do with how he makes his money. There could be a media story brewing here, big expose, Washington Post, New York Times, around money laundering. There's something here. There is something here. Okay, show me this Eight of Pentacles. What is it? New starts, the coin again, the coin, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so show me this Justice card. He's got them sort of sewn up because of the money aspect here. But he's also walking very dicey ground because there's justice coming for him, and he will be restricted. Show me this Justice card. It's something to do with the past that's coming out, and there's a will and a way to bring it out. It could even come out in the impeachment trial, the 7 of Pentacles. The Democrats could have information around funding and around his direct involvement in, it would have to be providing money to some of those militia type groups. There's something coming out. So at this stage, I think they would not convict him. But there's something coming. There's something else coming with this Eight of Pentacles, which I think may lead enough, maybe, or more than what we know, to vote another way. Wouldn't surprise me also if McConnell is quietly lobbying in the background, and some of those the donors lobbying in the background to get him convicted, so they take away his ability to fundraise. Lot going on, and it's very murky. I have to say though, I really enjoyed viewers' reactions to the variety of subjects that I was reading on: esoteric, metaphysical, spiritual subjects, and this is a political tarot reading, but there'll be more of other types of readings in the future. For the moment, don't get sucked in to the social media. I think I might read on that next. What reforms are coming up for social media, because I think they're coming. I think Biden will get a lot of this heavy lifting out of the way, and then they'll focus on this longer term policy making, which might include something around inciting social media. If they're going to incite this kind of behaviour, then they're going to have some guardrails put in front of them. Anyway, I didn't intend for this to be a long reading, but thank you for tuning in, and I'll be back again for another reading soon. Thank you.